Hey! Hey folks, in today's video we're going to talk about choosing the shutter speed to get the amount of blur you want in your images. Rather than just shooting a waterfall, we're going to shoot all kinds of cool things through this video and show you the different results you get, including lots of kicking. Here's just some of the fun and games that's coming up. Now reminder, shutter speed and all of your basic exposure variables don't change depending on the camera you're using. So whether you're looking to buy something brand new or something really vintage, check out my friends at KEH Camera. They have the world's biggest range of used gear you can buy and sell with confidence. They've been in the business for over 40 years. Links are in the description below. My mind is a temple. This is so much fun. All right, now, shooting with shutter speed to get cool results, it's fairly elementary, but it's something that I find a lot of people think less about. We all get into what aperture should we be using, but shutter speed is to a lesser extent. This is actually a lesson that we went a lot into during the new dramatic single light portraiture course with Johanna being Wonder Woman and also with the dancer Brandon. If you guys haven't seen that, that's now up as part of the 5-day deal 2020 charity bundle. You get $2,800 worth of courses for just 89 bucks. And if you use our link that's below, you'll get a bonus bathtub shoot we shot with Steph showing you how to create beautiful sensual images in the tub, in any old tub. It ends Tuesday, so don't miss out on that. Now, the key thing you need to understand about selecting the correct shutter speed is there's really only two variables. One is how fast is your subject moving? And two is how much blur do you want? It's that simple. If you have Usain Bolt running down the street at world record setting pace and you want to get a little bit of blur, you're going to need a much faster shutter speed than me walking casually down the street to get the same amount of blur. He moves faster through the frame, so the frame needs to be faster to maintain the same amount of blur. So to show that, we're going to do kicks. Come on, you're meant to be on cue. What kind of hide assassin are you? We're also going to do some belly dancing, a little bit of streaming headlights, and some clouds over Manhattan. So let's set up the kicking shoot first. Hey, Cobra Kai! Now, before we get into the specifics of freezing motion, let's just show you some demonstrations. So I'm going to set my camera to f4, so it's got a decent chance of keeping her face in focus. And I'm going to start at 1/1000th of a second and just let the camera move the ISO around as it needs to. I'll get her to do a few kicks and let's show you the results. Go for it. Now let's get a couple of punches, like swinging sideways is good coming towards the camera. Go for it.
Oh, coming towards.
Okay, that's good. There at 1,000th of a second, we could pretty much get everything in sharp focus, but you want to keep in mind whenever someone's doing physical activity like that, whether they're running or punching and kicking, the extremities are going to be moving faster. If I throw my arm like this, the hand is moving a lot more than, my bicep is, so it's moving a lot faster. So you'll find the hands and the feet are the fastest moving objects, and in this case having the ribbons and stuff as well. So there were some there even at 1,000th where the ribbon was starting to get a little bit not pin sharp in terms of freezing the motion. And we're going to see that as we go down through the shutter speeds more and more. So I'm going to go down to a 500th, a 250th, and 1/125th, and let's take a look at those. So as we're going down through the shutter speeds there, you can really start to notice that at 1/250th, you're getting hands and feet definitely blurred. At 1/125th, you're getting even more. And I really like the amount of blur we're getting on the movement of her hair as she does the twist. Still enough to pretty much keep her face sharp, however, but then all of the extremities are blurring. But there's no reason that we can't shoot something like this at even lower shutter speeds. It's not just waterfalls that you can get some cool effects at really slow shutter speeds. So let's keep going down now at a 60th, a 30th, a 15th, and an 8th. So there, as we go down to a 30th, a 15th, and even an 8th, it becomes really apparent that it's blurry. It's no longer that we just missed it being sharp. It looks intentional that we're meaning for it to be blurry. So I'm gonna keep going down to a quarter and a half and even a second and just show you the kind of results we can get. Of course, I'm going to get fewer shots because I could get off 5 a second when I was up at a high shutter speed, and now it's gonna be at max 1 a second when we get down there. So for these guys, I really do need to be on a tripod. I wouldn't be able to handhold it at a quarter of a second without movement. Nice little addition of the jump kick, loving it. Next up, let's head into another studio and do some belly dancing shots with Johanna. So for this, we just put on some Shakira and had Johanna do her thing. Now, the amount of movement obviously varies depending on which part of the dance she's in, so keep that in mind as you take a look at the shutter speed results here as I work my way down through from 1/1000th of a second all the way down to a half a second. Next up, come with me to Tudor City in Manhattan, shooting back on the Chrysler Building. I went out, a rainy Friday night to get some shots here to show you some longer exposures. Here, going from 1 second all the way through to a full 20 seconds. And finally, clouds. This was actually a really still day, so here I went to 15 seconds and then all the way out to 30 seconds to get some movement in the sky. Oof! I reckon you need about like a 1/200th of a second to get that in sharp focus. Conclusion for shutter speed, extra credit. Every time I clap, you got a kick.
Okay.
So, folks, I hope you found that fun and useful. Figure out what shutter speed you need by thinking about how much blur you want and how fast the subject is moving. It's going to depend entirely on the subject. It's really fun.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I should clap. Here, you go.
That's my foot, that's my foot, that's my foot, that's my foot. Chun-Li style, right? Not good, paragot.